What up, homies? Walk and Talk number 52. If I were to start a brand new YouTube channel today, I know exactly how I would go about it. I know exactly what videos I would shoot. I know what topics I'd focus on. I know where I would go, what I would say, what I would do. And since I get the question almost every day about, hey, what video should I shoot? What do I say in these videos? Where do I go? I feel like I don't know enough about these areas. I'm going to talk about it today because I have the ability to go into these new areas that I've never been to. Fly in 2 days, shoot 20 videos, and get all the information that I need. Plus, that is the B-roll that I use constantly, nonstop. So we're going to be discussing that, how you can really get a ton of content out quickly, what you should be doing. If your YouTube channel is already progressing, you've gotten leads, deals from it, what you should really be focusing on, or if you're kind of new at it, the videos and the styles that you should be focusing on to really grow a successful channel. We've had a lot of walk and talks about, indicators, analytics, that kind of stuff. But today is going to be more about what I'm looking for in a channel, video type, and each different market is different too. So, depending on where you're at, it could be a totally different video that you should do. Morning, guys. But before I get to that, Jackson Wilkie here with the Channel Junkies. 13 channels across the country, over 300 homes sold. And I teach it 100% free because I absolutely love it. The only thing I ask from you guys, as you know, is leave me a review and rate this podcast. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like it and you comment at some point during this video. That's all I ask from you guys. Also, if you want to read some of the stuff that I'm doing, your boy's writing now, so I got some blogs. Just go to channeljunkies.com. Anything that you could need, courses, trainings, partner with us, whatever, is all there. I will tell you, sneak peek, I'm about a quarter of the way through with my book. Now, I don't want to just be one of these, some of them marketing books are just horrendous. And it's just here's your 10 tips, here's your structure, but there's no backstory to it, right? So I'm going to be doing a crazy book, and I'm reverse engineering it. I'm recording the whole thing, and then I'll have somebody write it, but I want it audio because that's what I am way better at. But new YouTube channels, new market. So I would fly in. Typically, what would work for me, and obviously this isn't going to be the same for you guys because you're going to be doing your own channel. You're not kind of relying on somebody else. First of all, I have never done this, but I think it would be super advantageous for you, is to go to your Facebook and ask the question, hey, have you or anybody you know moved here to such city, state? What are some of the things that caught you off guard? Or just simply ask, what are the pros and cons of moving to and living here in this city? The problem that I get with local, the old local yokel, is that you guys take everything for granted. So when I fly into these cities and in 2 days shoot 20 videos, it's completely based off of my opinion. That's all I have to go off of. Jackson, what kind of research do you do? What are you reading? What websites do you go to? Nothing. Nada. Guys, I've done this so long now. I understand data and analytics so well that I'm going to get the longest average view durations by expressing my opinion. This Walk and Talk podcast has erupted. I'm now getting 5,000 to 8,000 downloads a month, and I used to get 300. It's because there's no production to it, but I'm simply answering your questions, filling it in with stories. Now, if I was just reading these articles online about YouTube and then spewing that out there, I'd still get some views and listeners, but there's no story behind it. You cannot put yourself into my shoes, because if I'm just relaying data, then you guys don't give a shit. That doesn't help you. But this whole thing is predicated off of my stories of me getting my ass just kicked. And that's what I'm talking about in this book. It is going to be the most raw, authentic. You're going to hear exactly where this shit came from. Especially as more and more people, go through our training and then start selling you courses on it. They steal a lot of this shit. You're going to hear where it came from. But that's what I can do in 2 days in these markets. It's going to be opinion-based content about these areas. So I am just surveying. It's sickening what I do. Even where I live now, when I'm driving, I'm zoned out. I am constantly just looking around at my surroundings and observing for my YouTube channel. I just, everything that's like, man, that is so different. That's my material for YouTube. And so for locals, if you can ask, your friends, people on Facebook, and get those opinions from people not from there, it's going to help you with answering the questions or figuring out what is the stuff that catches non-locals off guard, right? And so I don't put any research. In fact, that's actually the last thing I want to do. I do not want to be data oriented. And you're like, Jackson, how'd you figure that shit out? Because when I first traveled, I was data oriented. Research, history, this town was developed, and the videos sucked ass. And guess what? They took me forever to do. And I messed up my lines because I was trying to memorize facts and data. But if you're moving here to Houston, Texas, do you give two shits that this area right here was founded in 1897? And the early establishment was down off of Main Street and 3rd Ave? No, you don't. That's not gonna help you, and you're gonna be bored as shit. So I got my ass kicked early on by doing that and being very data oriented, I guess I'm calling it. And this is actually, it started with the Portland channel. What happened was I was trying to do these real estate content videos, escrow, inspection, market update. The funny thing was, and I didn't even realize it, I hated it so bad because I always was shooting those videos and I had no idea what I was talking about. But people out there were teaching that's what you need to be doing. So I did it. Whew. Holy shit, that scared me. Lambo. I don't know if you saw me jump, but my heart just about flew out of my chest right there. Woo! And I would shoot these videos, but in my mind, I'm like, God, I hate shooting these videos. It's brutal. This is the most boring content. And I would do it and do it and do it. And if I hated it, I couldn't imagine what my viewers thought of it, right? Not much of it. They probably watched 3 seconds of it and got off because it was like everything else, right? If we were gonna go buy some vehicles, buy a new car, new truck, and there was a used car salesman who shot all his video about when Henry Ford started the assembly line and what city built your car, we would not give two shits about that. We're trying to figure out, hey, Mr. Let's Go Brandon here has got gas prices here at $5-6 a gallon, and I'm driving all around the fucking town showing hundreds of clients these freaking houses, and I'm going broke. I need a better real estate vehicle. I don't give a shit where it was built. But yet in the real estate world, that's where we go to. We focus on that kind of content. Factual data. And so when I'm starting a new channel, I'm observing the land. I am probing the listing or the real estate agent that I partnered with as they're sitting there ripping off stats and data, trying to tell me all the market information. I'm zoning them out. I'm just looking around the bridges. I'm looking at the streets, looking at the neighborhoods, the styles of homes, looking at the parks, looking at the shops, restaurants, looking to see if there's sidewalks, looking to see if the properties are a little bit bigger or smaller. What are the people like that are walking around? Are they waving? Are they not waving? When I went to Nashville, in a lot of my videos, one of the things that I talk about is that if you don't like friendly people, don't move to the South. Don't move to Tennessee. You're literally gonna drive around all day and see people out walking all the time, and every single person's gonna wave at you. I love that. See, I love people. I love meeting new people. And when I relocate, that was one of the things that really was something that we loved, moving to Tennessee or to Texas, right? Is outgoing people. They invite you over, barbecues, hang out, and people are just so friendly. But I've talked to a lot of people from the Northeast who hate that. They don't like to have the howdy, how you doing in the morning neighbor stuff. Oh, I found a big old bolt in the road. Can't have that go through someone's tire. And so that's an observation that I found and saw, was that everybody was sitting there waving. Get this bolt off the road there. And people like that. So the comment sections fill up. Oh my God, I can't wait to get the hell out of where I'm at. Everybody's so angry here. I love people in the South, right? I get their emotional juices going. And I tell them that's what I like. Now, these people are kind of like, this Jackson, I'm just like him. I love, friendly people, and I can't wait to walk around and have people wave, And so now I'm kind of defining who I am. Factual data and information and stats, nobody gets a grasp of who I am. I'm just categorized as a realtor. And I'm not building brand me. And then I'm looking at those sidewalks and I'm like, yeah, in fact, this neighborhood I really enjoy. You got 2 sidewalks, both sides of the street. I got 3 kiddos. And them kids got to be outside constantly. We got to have them sidewalks. So now I'm a dad, 3 kiddos. Oh my God, I got 2 kids, or I got 3 kids. It's funny the reach outs we get. They know my kids' names. They know I'm a dad, and that's how they reach out. Oh my God, when you said that sidewalk thing, we're living in an area that doesn't have any sidewalks right now, and it drives me up a wall. I cannot wait to move there. And where we move, I have to have those sidewalks and those parks. My kids sound just like yours. They're little assholes too, right? So the whole time I've built brand me, but what I'm doing is just telling the story of what I see, what I like, what I don't like. And then 3-4 times during that video, I don't give a shit what video it is, I'm gonna have those calls to action of, look, I moved here too, you can move to the wrong area so quickly. Or if I'm a local, like my North Idaho channel, look, you do not wanna move to the wrong spot in Idaho. I'm telling you, you can move to an area where you're gonna get 7 inches of snow, more than anywhere else, because you're in a snow belt. And if you're on a north-facing slope, your winter's gonna be about 2 months longer than everybody else. So do not move to the wrong area. This is why you reach out. I literally know every single street and house. You tell me 2-3 things you like, you don't like, I can pinpoint the exact house that fits you. So people freak out because that's my local call to action. In my I'm new here call to actions, look, I've moved here too. It was one of the most frustrating things I've ever done. You will spend days, countless hours driving to all these areas that do not fit you. But yet, if you just tell us 2-3 things you like, you don't like, we can pinpoint you in the exact location. You'll never get it on paper. You can read all you want, but it's a heart thing. We drove through 2 of the top suburbs in Houston, Texas, and we hated them. They look great on paper, but this is why you reach out to us, because you just got to tell us 2-3 things you like, you don't like, and we'll be able to help you get your search started. And this Houston channel is just erupting. All these channels are, and it's because I don't put any factual data into it. So when I'm starting a new channel, all I'm doing is observing these areas. What is it like? What do I like? What do I not like? Why do I choose to live in a certain area? Why do past clients choose to live in a certain area? That's what people want on YouTube. That's the content information they're dying for. But you gotta also incorporate those calls to action all throughout the video, multiple times. It's not salesy, it's helpful, right? And it actually puts more of a sense of urgency. They have FOMO. They reach out quicker, faster. They want to plan, right? I mean, we've had people planning their 2028, moves to these cities 5-6 years in advance. And that's why I love content marketing. Starting a new YouTube channel, you guys have got to go in on just understanding that you are the #1 place for people to go to for relocating to your city. Jackson, there's already people in my market. Who gives a shit? If you do what I do and you separate yourself and you tell your stories and you talk about if you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you got furry kids or don't have furry kids, or whatever you like to do. I like to go to this area because I got a wife and kiddos and they got these cool parks, and every Friday they have a movie in the park night. Now all I'm doing is kind of talking about who's in that area, but also that I'm a dad, I got kiddos. That's why I talk about drinking brewskis in half my videos. Like, now I'm normal. I wore socks and Crocs in a couple of my videos, and in the comments people said, oh my God, I just spit out my beer laughing so hard. My husband wears socks and Crocs, and they're the most disturbing things ever. You guys are gonna be best friends. I talk about hunting and fishing constantly, because if someone calls me and reaches out and talks about hunting and fishing, you can't shut us up. We will talk all day. So when you sit there and you talk about your hobbies, maybe it's, gardening, maybe it's, animal rescue stuff. When you say that shit on video, that's what separates you from everybody else. That's why it doesn't matter if there's other people out there. They're just trying to find somebody that they relate to. I love this section of the city because I'm actually part of this corgi rescue group, and this is where it was founded. We have a building over here. We rescue all these corgis. It's so much fun. We get to walk and do all stuff, right? Now, animal lovers, dog lovers, people, and you can even say in the video, in fact, if you want to help out, here's where you go. Like, it's crazy. But that connection, right? I talk about being a journeyman lineman a lot. People all the time, oh my God, my dad was a lineman for 40 years. They can feel who I am. And so I know you guys, you may read this title and be like, okay, I'm gonna have an exact action plan of exactly what videos to shoot, how to create the channel. It's not, guys. If you've heard these 50+ walk and talks, I'm trying to get your mind right. I'm trying to get you talking about things that you're interested in so that you can incorporate stories into your videos. So when I go to these new cities, all I'm trying to do is storytell. Things that I like, things that I don't like, right? And then if I'm in a mountain town, it reminds me of home, right? If I'm in a coastal Sunbelt town, I talk about how I enjoy the winters, right? That are warm. I get to wear shorts every day. I'm from freaking Idaho. It snows 6 months a year. If I'm in a cold town, I talk about, yeah, if you don't like snow, don't move here. I like ice fishing. I like snowboarding. I like snowmobiling. Some years it snows so much, I've actually sledded down off my roof. If you don't like snow, don't move here. Oh my God, I've been in the heat forever. I can't wait to make a snow angel, right? So I can wear these many hats, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of telling you exactly how it is. And so, no matter what video you're doing, if you can incorporate, hey, in this area, I had clients, they chose it because of X, Y, and Z. They actually were gonna go to this area, but they didn't like it because of X, Y, and Z. So this is why you reach out to me, because had they have told me these things beforehand, I would have taken them right to the perfect area. So that's what I love doing with clients. When you reach out, you tell us 2-3 things you like, you don't like. We'll pull up the map. We'll go through some areas you've never even heard of. But I just got to hear those things, so reach out, right? So I do the same thing every single channel that I start. I observe. I go to the top 3, 4, 5 areas that people are mostly relocating to. I ask the questions, why are they moving there? It could be a new Amazon plant. It could be because you get, bigger sized lots for cheaper. You're only 20 minutes from downtown. There's a bunch of reasons why 3, 4, 5 areas of your city are blowing up. And then you incorporate those stories, right? So that's really gonna help your average view durations. You gotta get your AVDs up. That is the #1 kicker to YouTube. That's how you start getting recommended and suggested more, is you have to keep people's attention. So shoot those good long videos, incorporate stories, throw in a little bit of controversial content information in there. Get people a rise, get those comments going. And that's how you will really grow your real estate YouTube channel, attract your ideal clientele, and build you a brand for life. This market's starting to squeeze people out. The crazy thing is we were all listing heavy, the past 2 years, and now people are looking for buyers. There's more inventory out there. 30% of the agents are gonna be gone, wiped out. We've all heard the stats. And yet all these YouTube real estate agents are having their best career years. And Jesse said this, my business partner, he says, yes, people were moving and shaking a lot during this COVID thing, but he said, do you realize, Jackson, that relocation in Portland, Oregon was down 7% compared to normal? So relocation was down. And in the history of the United States, I got the biggest chunk of dirt in my eye. Sorry, it's gonna look like I'm crying. And in the history of the United States, this has been the toughest market for buyers on planet Earth. And our business went from 50 million to 94, and we're on track for about 160 this year. So as inventory increases, we have all these buyers, they get more choices. Our business is going to double again. Unbelievable. So get your ass on YouTube, figure it out. Stop worrying about what you look like, sound like. That's who you are. And just start putting in the reps. Your first videos are gonna suck ass. Terrible. I did videos on a channel 6, 8, 9 months ago that I think are shit. I'm always getting better. I'm always thinking that my stuff 6 months ago was brutal, but I'm putting in the reps, and you can too. I literally give you guys everything. There's nothing I've ever hidden. It's 100% free. Check it out on Channel Junkies. Check it out here. If you need help because you believe in it, and you're like, you know what? I just need help getting those stories out. We have our Scale Plus system. I'm not sitting here trying to make money off you guys. I wouldn't give it all away for free if I was. But I do realize now that people need help. I've built a course, and 97% of the people who bought it never even went through it because it's that hard. So now I'm realizing, hey, it's just harder than people think. But we have systems for it. You can reach out to me, shoot me an email, info@jacksonwilkie.com. Learn more about Scale Plus, where we help you build out your video topics. And we edit, we do uploading, title tag, description. We do everything for you, but now we actually help you with the video. And the only thing I ask from you guys right now, go down, rate this podcast, and write a review. That's it. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button and go down and comment down below one thing that you're gonna do today to help your YouTube channel. Come on, help me out. And if you are interested in partnering with me, where I help you with the psychology every day with coaching and get you going, that's what we do. I'll 10x your business by 10xing your video content. Shoot me that email, info@jacksonwilkie.com. And until the next Walk and Talk, homies, we'll catch you later.